Okay, I've just dropped Camille off at a birthday party for one of her school friends at one of those places where they've got, the big cages full of bouncy balls for the kids to dive through. So now I'm going home. This afternoon, the wife and kid are going off to Grandmama's place in the country. I don't get to go because I got to practice for a gig tonight. We're gigging with a different fiddler than usual, so there are a few different songs than usual. And I don't know, I've played with this guy a bunch of times, but for some reason when I was practicing this week, it's like I'd never heard the songs before. So I'm going to go home and do a lot of that. Tonight we're going to the stadium to watch a little Major League Soccer. It's a late birthday gift from my wife, so I'm looking forward to it. The one problem is that the squirtling is being a bit of a chore right now. You want a soccer game at our place? Okay. Okay, it's halftime. The Montreal-Toronto game. Pretty good game so far, but it's 0-0. I was excited to see this game because I haven't been to an Impact game yet this year, and Didier Drogba is on the team, and he's one of my favorite players. He's got a lot of style on the pitch, man. He really does. I would like to say that here at a soccer stadium is the one place I've ever been where the lineup into the men's room is immense, and there's practically no one waiting to get into the women's room. I don't know what that says. It takes me a while to shoot these videos. This one has been going sort of start, stop for about, I don't know, over a week now, maybe 2 weeks. I had a story ready to tell you guys, and then Christina Grimmie was shot. So then I changed tacks and filmed something about how, when someone is a musician, their job is to bring joy to the world, and how unfair it is to shoot someone who does that, and to shoot someone who's so unbearably young, and how mainstream media doesn't really know how to deal with it when someone is a YouTuber. So then I sort of shot that, and I wasn't quite happy with it, so I was going to redo it, and then somebody shot up a gay bar in Orlando, so I shot something that I didn't quite like about that, and how that maybe we got to have the gun control question answered, and how, a strike against that club is a strike against a recognized group, about how I'm not sure if it's really terrorism or a hate crime or something else. I find that we tend to sort of glom onto certain words and apply them everywhere, no matter what. So I'm not comfortable with calling that one a terrorist act. And as stuff has come out about that, I don't even know what to think. But I know that he shouldn't have had access to those weapons. And then, so I did that, and then I found out that on May 22nd, somebody shot up a gay bar in Mexico, and nobody even talked about that. And one of the points I had made was that, some people are saying this is a strike against all of us, and gays are saying, no, you don't understand. And I'm kind of the opinion that shooting up that gay bar is a strike against all of us, but not in the sort of weird all lives matter kind of way. If any of those guys were like the next Turing, or the next Bach, or the next, Isaac Newton, or, if one of them was a Nobel Prize waiting to happen, then taking them out of the world early cost the whole planet. If one of them was going to create the next, answer the environmental question with something brilliant at some point, then our future is directly and adversely impacted by those bullets that night. And at the end of the day, I have friends who I think very highly of who are gay. I know gay people who are complete bitches. I mean, they're just humans like the rest of us, and I think that when we get over ourselves, when we stop caring about where somebody puts their genitals, I think that we will actually be getting somewhere in this whole thing. But anyways, I shot that. I didn't like it, and now it just doesn't feel right to talk about it anymore, or it feels like, not that it's been done, because this is never going to be done. That's the problem here. This is going to happen again. But I don't feel the fire to talk about it anymore. I just sort of feel a dull sadness, you know? Anyway, but that's not what I was going to talk about today either. I do have a story for you guys, which happened very recently and which pisses me off. Okay, so here's a funky little story. On Saturday, Sorry, got some birds. Also got a cold, just in case you can't tell from the sexy timbre of my voice. Where was I? Yes. Okay, so Saturday I drove all the way up to the West Island, which, for those of you who don't live in Montreal, is sort of the end of suburbia, on a major highway, to a pub for like one drink with a friend who I hadn't seen since my cégep years. Now, if you don't live in Quebec, what cégep is the stage between high school and university. You finish high school in grade 11, you go to cégep for a few years to sort of, I guess, get the college experience or whatever. And then after college, we go on to university. Now, I graduated from university in 2000. So trust me when I tell you, I haven't seen this guy in a long time. So I went out, drove all the way out there, like I don't know, not that bad, about a half-hour drive, I guess. Stayed for maybe about an hour. Then on my way back, just as I was about to take the on-ramp onto the 40, which is one of the two major east-west highways in Montreal, as I was about to pull on there, a pothole did in the front left-hand tire on my wife's car. So I, threw on the blinkers, pulled over, called CAA, and waited, and waited, and waited. Finally the guy came, put on the temporary tire. I threw the busted one in the back. Couldn't see anything. Like, I tried to inspect the tire, but I couldn't see anything because it was dark out, and there were no street lights around. So, anyway, I drove home sheepishly, slowly, doing 80 or below the whole way. So I had the hazards on. Let me tell you, because when the speed limit's 100 and you're going 80, you gotta let people know. So, today what I'm doing is I'm just taking a 5-minute break from trying to call around, because it's an OEM tire, so we're kind of a captive audience for it. And I'm just trying to find somewhere where I can get one for less than $300 installed. Which, if you happen to buy a Mazda CX-5, be aware. Keep those tires healthy, folks. Yeah, so anyways, I had all kinds of things to do today, but I'm tire shopping. And, and it's funny, because by the time I finally got home at like 2:30 in the morning on Saturday, it had taken me longer to get home than it had taken me to go out and have a drink. Does that seem right to you?